two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a light, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news, culture, and more. I am Aaron.
I'm Dave.
We're the Two Dope Dudes. What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Just another day in paradise.
Hey, it's sunny out today. Like,
Yes.
you can't complain, right?
Yeah. Sunny and 32, which is my favorite because the ground stays hard, but it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
go walk around and mush.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I it's been kind of mushy out lately, but well, it's probably been the rain, but we might get some snow again soon before the winter's over. I think.
I know. Oh, many more times, I imagine.
Yeah,
I'm
many more
sure
times.
in April we'll get a little bit of it too, you know?
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Yeah, so we were sitting around smoking and bullshit and then decided we should probably finally get recording. Otherwise we were just gonna talk all day and not actually do anything. So
Yeah. There was a good, healthy couple of conversations going on there.
oh yeah. So dude, how's it been going? How's the
Good.
new freeze dryer?
Oh, I love it. What
Yeah?
a neat machine. What an absolutely neat machine. Oh, dude, I got... That's your...
Oh nice.
Yeah, that's yours.
Oh yeah. Freeze dried blueberries.
Yeah, I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. We got the Skittles.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a couple of jars.
Wow. Dude, it's so crazy all that missing space in between there.
Yeah, I know. I know.
What happened to all the green ones? Did you eat them, man?
Yeah. I thought about separating out all the colors and then, but that
Taste
felt,
the rainbow, baby.
Yeah, it felt like I was being a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Yeah, you were telling me earlier this morning about all the stuff that you've been freeze drying and you're excited about it. So, look for this summer, maybe some freeze dried packages from Dave.
Oh, that's right. Yep, you're right. Actually,
Yeah.
I would like to get maybe a little cottage license and be able to hustle some freeze dried goods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might be pretty cool. Look for a little collaboration this summer. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, heck yeah. Hey, let's get into the news. We got some interesting news. We want to bring you the latest and interesting cannabis news, at least around our Midwest area. So let's start doing that. Dave, let's do some plugs real quick.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll get on with the rest of us. For our audio listeners, come check us out on YouTube at Two Dope Dudes. And if you're here watching us on YouTube, you can always listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your favorite podcast and streaming apps. Twitter.com at Two Dope Dudes. You can find us there as well, and supportdopepeople.com. Get some shirts and some hoodies before they're gone and we revise them. Also look for the Peace, Love, and Cup shirt coming soon.
Oh yeah, I need to send that over to you.
Yeah, you need to send that over
Before
to me.
we leave this thing,
Sure.
remind me, I'll get it.
Okay, for sure. David.
And then on Thursday night, if you're not doing anything, I would love to have you hang out with us on YouTube.
Mhm.
Peace, Love, and Cope.
Yep.
You look it up, you'll see a beard like this on the front, and just come hang out on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. You will see a little thing on the corner. It says live. That means come hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let
True
me help
story.
you take your health back into your own hands. I should
Yeah,
say
it's the
that
message.
more.
You
Yeah, that's
should.
really what I want to do.
I mean, it is the message.
Yeah.
Peacekeepers. Come be a
That's right.
peacekeeper.
That's
Thursday
right.
night.
And it doesn't have to be physical health taken back in your hands. Mental health is a beautiful thing to take back in your own hands.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube comments. Let's see here. All right. The Amish don't bake on Mondays, at least in Ohio. This is from Dabby Hayes 1502. Yoders, Millers, and Troyers are the top names. There are also many Amish in Utah. The name Yoder is common there as well.
Yoders, Millers, and Troyers. Those are the people. That's the families. Yep. 1000%. Yoders is the best, like, grocery stores. They got some good ass donuts, man. But you got to get off into these little one-off bakeries and stuff. But that's awesome. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
We got a big ass. I think, did we talk about it last time? We got a big ass Amish population in like central Illinois.
Yeah, Indiana too.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Dabby Hayes 1502 for the comment. Appreciate you, buddy. Call memo. Congratulations to Call Memo. I just saw there are a new member of it looks like a little new news organization. I saw that on Instagram right before we started recording. So congratulations, Cole.
That's dope.
Yeah, super, super awesome. Had to leave the live premiere early, but had to come back by to drop a comment. Another great episode. Donuts! Yeah, Cole really liked that. Actually, there's a... Cole said that I should make that as a file at the end, like a soundbite at the end of the episode, which I might. I think he's absolutely right.
I kind of dig it.
Yep. Sorry, I missed the live, guys. I got called into work on an emergency, but I'm rewatching now before bed. Sending love and positive vibes everybody's way from Dr. Dank Nugs. Love that guy.
I do love Dr. Dank Nugs.
Mr. Rourke 420, who I hung
Love
out
this
with,
guy,
on Saturday night. Is it Saturday night? No, it was Friday night. I'm sorry. Friday night, me and Mr. Rourke 420 hung out.
Look at this lineup of comments here, dude. We got so many badasses for real.
I know. Popped in for a minute, but couldn't stick around. I'm all ears about Super Bowl Sunday, which I told him about Friday when I saw him. We hung out and saw Terrapin Flyer in Bolingbrook, which was super cool. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. The Shadow 3001, sorry I missed the live, but I'm here now. Let's keep it rolling.
Thanks, fam. Fuck yeah.
Satisfied Mind 217. Look for him upcoming on a podcast. Dave, remind me to talk to you about that after the episode.
Okay.
How often do the dope dudes see each other in person? My reply was depends on the weather. Usually at least once a week in the winter and more during nicer months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we talk on the phone a lot, and yeah, this isn't just a thing to like just be some news source. Like, this is one of my best friends in the world. I love this fucking guy. And so, yeah, we it's more than just this bromance on.
Yeah, for sure. It's more than just beards.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
That's right.
It's more than just beards. Yeah, we like before we did this, we were always talking about weed stuff. I was always talking about weed stuff to Dave, and Dave was always, so. Yeah, this is what we do.
I love this damn plant, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Satisfied Mind again. Let's go. Happy Hump Day, you weirdos. Appreciate you. Yeah. He's awesome. I enjoy watching him. He calls in quite a bit on the Cole Memo, and I was like, man, we should just, it's been we should just have him on. And I don't generally ask people to be on. And we usually wait for people to ask. And we used to say that more. We used to say like, hey, if you'd like to be on, if you got a story to tell, say something to us, which is still true. If you would like to be on the podcast, and you're a listener or a viewer or a fan or whatever, just hit us up. We might say yes. But point being, Satisfied Mind has some really cool takes, grows some really pretty plants, and we should have him on sometime.
I'm in.
Thought it'd be fun. So let's see here. What do we got going up next? There we go. All right. Hey, from our friends at Illinois News Joint, Chicago NORML petitions for 2 more qualifying conditions for patients. Nearly a year ago, I published an article about the long process for approving and adding qualifying debilitating conditions for patients to the compassionate use of medical cannabis program. Chicago NORML was instrumental in the process that approved 3 conditions in January 2025: endometriosis, ovarian cysts, and uterine fibroids. Yes, I was at that meeting, and it was Chicago NORML who spoke up about these and got them added. Regardless of about how you feel about NORML or anything else like that, Chicago NORML is doing great things. So this year, they're preparing to submit petitions to the state to add polycystic ovary syndrome and sickle cell disease to the list of qualifying medical conditions. Chicago NORML is asking the public to support the addition of these 2 conditions by signing this petition, which you can do, or please, you can also, looks like you can probably use that QR code as well. Our goal is to raise awareness of how medical cannabis can help manage key symptoms, such as inflammation, obesity, and insulin resistance for PCOS, and chronic pain for sickle cell, so that patients have safe legal access to relief. Expanding the list of common debilitating conditions also helps highlight the growing need for medicinal cannabis access, said Felicia A. Santiago, Chicago NORML Deputy Director. We coordinated a statewide petition campaign, engaged patients and healthcare providers, and submitted compelling evidence to the Illinois Department of Public Health, which helped secure approval. According to Chicago NORML, PCOS is one of the most common hormonal disorders affecting women's and people assigned female at birth. It causes debilitating symptoms like chronic pain, hormonal imbalance, anxiety, depression, and irregular menstruation. It is also a leading cause of infertility. Many of those affected suffer in silence without access to effective treatment, especially those from Black and brown communities who are less likely to be diagnosed or properly treated. Sickle cell disease, a genetic blood disorder that disproportionately affects Black Americans, causes extreme pain, organ damage, and a reduced life expectancy. Patients often rely on opioids for pain management, but cannabis offers a safer, potentially life-changing alternative. Denying these patients access to medical cannabis is unjust and dangerous. I agree with all of that.
Yes.
The petition will urge the state to recognize PCOS and SCD as qualifying conditions, expand cannabis access for patients in pain, acknowledge and address racial and gender health disparities, and support the right to natural holistic treatment. I like Felicia. When a year ago, when they had the meeting that Cole and I attended virtually, we like to talk about, where the one of the board members said that they wanted to be the gatekeeper for adding conditions. Felicia, as Chicago NORML, spoke up when they were talking about trying to add when it was ovarian cysts. Or uterine fibroid. They wanted to change it to painful uterine fibroid, as if like just uterine fibroid disorder is not painful in itself. They wanted to change the wording to painful, and talked about. And Felicia said that Felicia last year said that the board really needed was too hyper focused on specific things, and needed to actually educate themselves and not have to be educated by the general public. I'm not quoting her exactly, but that was the gist of it, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I support Felicia for that. So I think hey, you go and sign the petition.
I already did.
We signed dumbchange.org petitions for not blocking the roadway with frickin' sign this. This will actually potentially do something to change somebody's life.
Yep.
So
no, and I'll chime in for those who have sickle cell, and PCOS, that chronic pain is a symptom of both of the conditions, and chronic pain is a qualifying. Um,
It is,
it,
yeah.
it, it's oh
It's
yeah,
a qualifying condition, and I
yeah.
remember Felicia saying, Chicago NORML was like, this board is so focused on just pain.
Well, and the reason is because it covers so much.
Right.
What I like the most about getting conditions added to lists means that in the scientific world, there is the potential that more people study direct interactions with those conditions individually, comparatively to if everything we ever did with cannabis was only pain management and anxiety relief and whatever. We're not giving the fair shake to the other people who,
Well, and that's what
could
we were
get some symptom
saying.
relief.
That's what we were saying when we were going through the numbers too. Like, it's going to be interesting to be able to look at the numbers year over year.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was looking at the 2024 headlines when they released it, and it was a powerful year. It was a very, very robust sales year in 2024. That's how they were touting it. And then 2025 was transformative.
Oh,
That was the headline this year. Speaking
yeah.
of like looking year over year about how things are doing. Hey, this is a good one. Schaumburg family losing access to daughter's medical marijuana patches faces pivotal week. This is brand new. All right. A Schaumburg family whose daughter inspired Illinois' Ashley's Law to retain access to her seizure preventing medical marijuana in school is now facing losing it altogether when their current supply runs out in a week. Both federal and state legislators have offered Maureen and Jim Surin. Is it Surin? Am I saying that
think so.
correctly? Okay.
Pretty close.
Hope for a solution for 19-year-old Ashley now that the patches are no longer made in Illinois and bringing them from neighboring states is illegal. On Friday, Maureen was invited to U.S. Rep. Raha, I don't know how to say it, Krishnamurthy.
Yeah.
I think is, yeah, in case I was saying that wrong, it's not on purpose. Schaumburg office to sign a release enabling a conversation with the Food and Drug Administration. She said Illinois State Rep. Bob Morgan of Deerfield and State Senator Christina Castro of Elgin have also reached out to help. As the Surins believe, federal interstate commerce laws should be changed, Maureen is particularly interested in what the FDA might say and when. I hope they call it an emergency, Maureen said. It's a pretty basic request. There's not an easy path to get something exactly like she has. I would gladly let them take the reins, but I don't know how quickly that can happen.
Well,
end quote.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was do we remember what patches she's using?
Mary's Medicinals.
Yeah,
they address what you have to say in this.
Okay, good.
Because I know what you're going to say. I talked about that with I think I mentioned to Cole about that. Like you had like, but yeah. Ashley was diagnosed with leukemia at 2 years old, then faced epilepsy, autism, and a concussion suffered from a fall during a seizure, even after she had beat the cancer. For 8 years, her life has been transformed by her access to the patches licensed by Mary's Medicinals of Colorado and manufactured locally by Green Thumb Industries of Chicago. But that solution, which allowed Ashley to have a job and pursue a variety of interests, is in jeopardy since Mary's Medicinals withdrew from the Illinois market. When the current patches run out, Maureen believes she'll have to take a leave of absence from her job and take Ashley out of her adult transition program, which teaches her work and life skills that include her paid job at IKEA. I'm trying to find an easy way to tell her, and there really isn't, Maureen said. To me, it's sad. We're pulling something away from her that shouldn't have to be. Along with the family supporters, our fellow medicinal marijuana advocates Sandy and Jim Champion of Woodridge. Jim is amazing.
I've known them since the beginning.
He took the board to task this year, and it was great. Jim, if you ever see this, man, you're the man. Thank you.
I got along. I think I got along pretty well with both of them. I was always a fan of them trying to advocate the way that they do and the amount of work that they put in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they've long fought for better access to medication to treat Jim's multiple sclerosis. He remains on the state's Adult Use Cannabis Health Advisory Committee. That is the committee that he took to task this year, and it was awesome. Sandy remembers meeting Ashley, then 11, during the campaign for Ashley's Law. She wasn't able to talk, Sandy said. She was very withdrawn. This girl's walking around talking now. I know this cannabis patch was life-altering for them. Sandy said the state's legislators who responded to Maureen may have some control over the licensing costs affecting the business decisions that led to the patch's disappearance from Illinois. They are still available in Missouri and Michigan. But one of the foundation of the Surins campaign is that neither they nor anyone else should have to break federal law to obtain these patches. Absolutely 100% agree. Morgan has filed House Bill 4306, which would require all Illinois dispensaries to carry medical marijuana and create a patient reporting portal to notify the state of inadequate supply, according to his outreach director, Dominic Brownowski. But just requiring them all to carry medical marijuana doesn't work. You still have to have a market that supports it. Well, and we don't have a market that supports it currently.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And
we have a market that supports taxes. I know people get sick of like me talking about taxes, but like, look at it. Like, that's what we care about.
It's because of a licensing process with a proprietary product. Like, you can't cannabis available.
Legislate Mary's Medicinal to come back here.
No, they wouldn't do it anyway. And what are you going to do? Force the companies around here to formulate a thing and buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment so that they can make their patches? Because it is not cheap. I saw the room that they were doing that stuff in back in the day.
Yeah, it's a clean room.
Dude, it is just to make the patch and to make it so that it's the product that it is. Like, it takes some skill and it takes some knowing of what you're doing, and it takes a lot of equipment also. And so, like, to just tell somebody they need to do it because that's what works for you, and I wish that it was available. And this is the problem with cannabis, is that through it becoming a consumer packaged good, now everything is everybody believes that what is there is always going to be there. And that isn't something that you can do with this thing. It's like fruits and vegetables aren't in season all year long, but somehow they stay on a shelf somewhere. And everybody just believes, well, what the hell does it matter? I should be able to get a watermelon whenever the fuck I want a watermelon, which we've made it possible. But look at what types of watermelons you're getting in the middle of the winter, and it's just not the same product. It just isn't, right? Like, well, if it's grown somewhere else, typically it's imported, and there's so many different reasons and possibilities. I don't know. It's just almost unsustainable to keep it always in stock. Any product, period.
Right. And yeah, this is the last part. I have to figure out new meds for her in about a week, Maureen said, but it's risky. Obviously, there's a lot of options out there. Will I try them all? No. We don't need to put her life at risk, and that's what this is doing.
Well, I don't know that it's not putting her life, and
well,
I don't.
That's. I mean,
when pushing the message across to the state advisory boards and the people who are going to make the decisions, you say it like this, but to us as the rest of the logical people, and this is why I wish they would talk to me, because there is other products out there that are absolutely viable and would be equally as effective, but they're intimidated by methods of ingestion. I promise you that. There's no way that they're not. they're not going to let her smoke anything. Well, I don't need you to smoke
Maybe
anything.
she doesn't want to.
Yeah, but the same way too. And listen, I know people with feeding tubes. I know, like, there's different ways and different reasons why people can't consume or use certain products, but like, there's always something close enough, And I feel bad when people are like, they feel that way.
It's somebody who has to take medication to function. Or, I mean, I don't necessarily have to take medication to function, but it allows me to. And in such a way that when you find something that works, you don't want to change it. And so even getting it from different manufacturers can change the efficacy of medicine. So in that way, I understand and I can put myself in the, kind of like headspace of like why that's how they
and
why she feels that way.
So and I respect that, but we're not using anything like breakthrough here. It's cannabinoids and it's like delivery mechanism. So if we figure out what the carrying oils are, if we figure out the transdermal process, we could use that as another delivery mechanism and we could do it ourselves at home.
Sure.
But we get mad because somebody else started it. We got into it and now it's not available.
It might also be her routine. I don't know the extent of her autism. I know that routine is important. And so it might also come down to a number of other factors is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
No, I will also say like it sucks because I believed if I wasn't wrong when a couple of weeks ago when we were covering this, she uses the CBD patches, which Mary's Nutritional still sells legally on their website. You can order them from Colorado, the actual source, and not a licensed business who is running their products. And if it's because of a patch and its proprietary carrying oils and using CBD, then there's no difference between what GTI was doing and what Mary's Nutritionals would be doing. But also too, and I'm with this lady, you could go buy so many patches from somewhere else, and I don't advocate for breaking the federal laws or the whatever, but it's taking care of your daughter. If you needed to, first of all, the cost difference between purchasing them in other states outside of Illinois would be astronomical. I just bought last week when I was in Michigan, I bought patches and they were 50% off and they had 1-to-1s and they had CBNs and they had 10 packs of them. So you could theoretically go wipe out an entire place and it's not that big of a package that you're carrying back, and there's no police officer in the entire world who sees these people driving through the fucking state and goes, oh my God, you drug smugglers. And then the mom gets out and she's hysterical and she's going, oh, it's because my daughter, it's the only place. They're not putting these people in jail for it. And if they did, they suck. Is there grounds for them to... And arguably, what I would do is say it's fucking hemp still. Just what are we talking about? It's still hemp. Those laws aren't enacted for 365 days from when they said it wasn't fully in effect.
Yeah.
So everything is still hemp until, I don't know. It only just, I'm getting this adamant because I'm like, there's options out there and you're saying this is life at risk situation, and like all I'm trying to tell this person is like, God damn it, if it's your life is at risk, then you're fucking breaking that little drive across the border rule, right? Nobody's gonna go, oh, the invisible wall, like what are we talking about? And then too, I'm literally saying the potential is there that it's still possible for them to get the exact product from
although I'm not sharing it on screen because YouTube gets a little weird about that sometimes. Also because it shows prices and stuff. I did happen to go to Mary's Nutritionals.
Yes.
And if they're only using this CBD,
They're there.
they're
Right.
literally right here.
They're right. They're right there, dude.
Okay.
That's what I'm
You're-
saying.
I mean, Dave, get the phone book out and look up the CERN's number and
Yeah, I might actually try to. What's crazy? I did reach out to a couple of people and people who have been in news stories before. I've poked around and been like, "Hey, if you need help, I'm somebody who is around cannabis a lot and I think I can navigate this space pretty well. Like if you need help, hit me up." And I did have one person reach back out to me. It was a cancer case. I haven't heard back from him in 4 years, 3 years, whatever it was, but
yeah.
I gave them my 2 cents at least.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
I think so.
Give me just a second. You caught me fixing. Damn it. Caught me fixing a thing. Just keep talking for a minute, Dave.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think what's gotten me this ramped up so far is the thought that it's just what me and Aaron talk about all the time. It's access to cannabis, and the people who need to use this thing have access a lot of times, but don't know how to use it even.
Mhm.
And that's why I think I still do what I do. That's why I still advocate for the plant the way that I do. There's so many people who would be benefited from cannabis being a part of their life. And I don't mean the inhalation of THC for intoxication. I mean the plant that is a whole thing that has hundreds of other properties to it outside of THC. And it's just so weird that over time, whether it's propaganda or bad loopholes of whatever, we've made one little minuscule microscopic part of this plant be the determining factor for the rest of it. And it's caused people who have had access to it to feel like this family does, which blows. Like it fucks me up more to think that this lady is literally, because this is in quotation marks,
Mhm.
she believes her daughter's life is at risk
Yeah.
because
That's-
of not having a product available. Little do you know, ma'am, that this product is not just that thing, the Mary's Patch. And if you believe that it is, I'm telling you, there's still access to it. And if it's life or death, go do what you need to do.
Stock up now.
but-
I was looking at the prices. They don't seem very expensive.
Well, and we don't know people's budgets, right? Like healthcare, especially, is oh my God, can it be expensive?
Well, hopefully with the federal rescheduling, that'll change. Maybe we'll be able to. There's some discussion about being able to use some things for some of the insurance things for medicinal use.
That's what I'm saying. Mary's Nutritionals is in a primed up place to get picked up by the federal government and major health providers and hospitals and whatever, for them to go, oh, this is just a CBD patch that you've been able to sell online forever because it doesn't carry any THC. Bingo. Right. And then so these things might be
20 milligram CBD patches for
bingo
under $10.
Bingo. And then do they have a 10 pack with a even cheaper cost to it?
I mean, of course.
That's the way that they've always
CBD,
sold these.
CBN, 1-to-1 CBN, CBD, CBG.
Yes.
1-to-1 CBG, CBD.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah. I might actually have to, end up ordering some of those.
Dude, the CBN patches are so fire. Literally one of the best things that I've used for that, I don't feel it, but I feel it type of thing.
Sure.
You don't feel intoxicated, so you don't know that it's there. But all of a sudden, you feel kind of like you're floating a little bit. Like your joints don't hurt as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
I
use
always,
CBN patches. I hoarded them. Oh, I did, dude.
I used to get
hoarded
them back in the day. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'd put them on. I'd put them on right on top of my foot.
That's it. I
Throw a
cut them.
sock on, throw a boot on, go to work.
I cut them up even still, and I get extended use out of them. I get
Nice.
excessive. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, Trump administration ditches alcohol limit guidance as marijuana remains federally criminalized. I thought it was, this just happened. I thought it was pretty interesting about the alcohol. The Trump administration is backing away from a prior federal recommendation to limit alcohol consumption to specific amounts, even as marijuana remains federally criminalized as more Americans are choosing cannabis for personal health reasons. This was about the dietary guidance. We just like flipped the pyramid upside down now again.
Yeah.
So, which I think is mostly correct. But U.S. Department of Agriculture and Department of Health and Human Services released updated dietary guidance on Wednesday, drawing criticism over the reversal of a recommendation that American men should limit alcohol consumption to a maximum of 2 drinks per day, and women should consume no more than 1 drink per day. Now they're just like, what if it's not breakfast?
Yeah.
Basically, hey, if it's not breakfast, you can drink.
Well, dude, the alcohol industry's kind of been taking a hit here recently. They don't sell as much of it because they sell a little bit more cannabis now.
Well, it's selling more hemp drinks, but now we're not going to do that either, maybe. Current President Donald Trump does not drink alcohol, but his administration is evidently skeptical about giving Americans specific recommendations about how much of that Americans should consume. I say, screw the government. I don't want them at all to tell me what I should or shouldn't consume.
Yeah.
The new federal document also removes prior mentions of alcohol's role in potentially increasing the risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and death.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Your chance of death goes through the roof. Because holy, okay. 200, what is it? 200,000 people a year in America or something like that?
It's either 180, 230, or 280. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
One of those numbers. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Trump also doesn't smoke marijuana, but so far the administration has only taken incremental, albeit contextually historic, step of directing the completion of a process to move. I like how they said it. Took the incremental step of directing the completion of a process to move cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act. That would not legalize marijuana, but it would remove certain restrictions and allow cannabis businesses to take federal tax deductions. We should just stop calling it marijuana. Historically, America is not a Spanish-speaking country, so to use a Spanish lingo for it, we should just all call it cannabis. It's all cannabis, right? And then we can actually talk about what the hell it is instead of using dumb slang words.
To all of my. Like it's not a root word. There's no truth behind it. It's a made up propagandist word from the early Americas to try to make this seem like some under the border, whatever. It's
that's what I'm saying. Like regardless of who it is and where the word derives from, it's not. It just happens to be a Spanish word. So like that's just what it is. Anyway, we should call it cannabis. And just get on with it. Meanwhile, alcohol is not considered a federally controlled substance at all. It's subject to regulations, but its use and sale for adults has been normalized, even if many Americans are starting to shift away from drinking and more adults have found an alternative in cannabis. Alcohol is a social lubricant that brings people together, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Mehmet Oz said at a White House briefing on Wednesday. In the best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol, but it does allow people an excuse to bond and socialize. And there's probably nothing healthier than having a good time with friends in a safe way. Not incorrect.
I am so down with the word social lubricant that I'm writing it down, dude. I got to remember this.
Put it on a sticky.
That's literally happening.
Come find out Thursday how social lubrication gets the gears flowing. Peace, love, and cope.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What a claim, dude.
I mean, people in bars have ideas together, and then that generates industry. And so, I don't know. Maybe that's what they said. The alcohol industry is cheering Trump's administration changes to the guidance. Americans deserve a balanced and unbiased approach to recommendations on alcohol consumption. This is exactly what we got today from new dietary guidelines. Dave Parker, National Association of the Wine Retailers, said in a statement released by the White House.
Yeah, dude, this is I like this because, like you said, stay the fuck out of my business. I'll do what I want. But if there's anything you're going to give guidance on,
I didn't listen to the government when they said that weed's legal. I still smoked it. I didn't listen to government when they said you can't carry your guns. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. We can do what the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
And government says, hey, you can't drive over 55. I say, watch me.
Well, and
saying,
bingo.
Like, so what are we worried about?
Well, and they just said, so I pulled some stats up here. This is, according to the World Health Organization, some 2019 data, approximately 2.6 million deaths occurred worldwide, obviously, from the consumption of alcohol. I think it was 178,000 in America, but 1.6 million from non-communicable diseases, cardiovascular or cancer. But our government was like, nah, that's all right. That's not a thing. So then 724,000 from injuries, which is traffic or self-harm. So it literally said in this report, like, yeah, I don't know, social lubricant, do what you want to do. Drinking it doesn't directly cause more harm. I mean, yeah, directly is subjective.
Yeah, I was just reading here. To be clear, the Trump administration isn't encouraging people to drink more alcohol, but it's new guidance removes specific recommended limitations for daily alcohol consumption that were previously in place. Okay, well, like, who cares what the government says? Does everybody actually listen to them anyway, or do they just do whatever the fuck they want to do?
We got a lot of blind leading the blind, dude.
Consume less alcohol for better overall health. The document says people who should completely avoid alcohol include pregnant women, probably true. People who are recovering from alcohol use disorder, probably true.
Yep, not bad.
Or are unable to control the amount they can drink, and people taking medications or with medical conditions that can interact with alcohol. So this says, hey, if you take it upon yourself, we're not actually telling you what to do. Like, you're an adult. For those with a family history of alcoholism, be mindful of alcohol consumption and associated addictive behaviors. So it's saying be aware, be mindful, probably don't drink alcohol.
I mean,
Reuters reported on Thursday that federal officials under Biden administration had been preparing to issue even stricter alcohol recommendations than what was previously in place by suggesting to both men and women limit their consumption to 1 drink per day.
But what does, like, this is where government also is dumb as shit and it doesn't make sense. 1 drink a day inside of what cup, with what alcohol percentage, with what fucking like, there's none of that. So, like, if I take my 64-ounce fucking Yeti jug and fill it up with a fifth of fucking vodka and then put fucking orange juice to fill it up, that's one drink, right?
1 growler a day, baby.
Like, WTF. Yeah, exactly.
So like
Okay, boy.
even if you do that, so like what? Then are you gonna mandate that bars can only serve one drink per day?
Well, no, it's a
Are you, like,
recommendation.
yeah.
but
So like, so who cares? Who
and then
cares?
what? They come at you with an arbitrary number. They go, "Oh,
Yeah.
a 16-ounce cup."
5
And
nanograms.
then you're like, "Okay, 16-ounce cup, no problem." I put 15 ounces of vodka in there, and then I put 1 ounce of fucking orange juice on it. That's the only thing you can drink.
Mhm.
Well, you're gonna be cooked. It doesn't matter how much alcohol you've consumed in your life. You drink 15 fucking ounces of vodka, you're gonna be cooked.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
And then they'll go, oh, well, somebody did the 15 ounces. You can't do that. And then they'll try and make it a 12-ounce cup. And then everybody will fucking put Everclear in it instead. And then they'll try to limit the amount of alcohol percentage that you can have for a little bit. And then, it's whatever, dude. Do you, boo-boo. Enjoy your life. Don't drink a lot of alcohol, though. Or much if you don't need to.
I mean, probably not.
Nah, yeah. I'm still into a glass of wine every once in a while.
Are you?
Dude, yeah, and there's argument, and everybody says, well, I would never consider alcohol a medicine. Why wouldn't you? But, I mean, it can be a blood thinner. Some people need their blood thinned. And it's not that I recommend using that as your blood thinner, but it's, you know what I mean? There is...
I mean, I guess if you enjoy wine. I don't specifically enjoy wine, so.
It's also if you use it responsibly, it can be a general fuck it all in the same way that cannabis can be, and it can be very comfortable and easy to forget the stresses of the day and get into a better bubbly, cheerful mood. And like, how isn't that medicine? Right? Like to feel
I mean,
good.
I think that's kind of what they're saying here, right?
Yeah, to a degree.
Fair.
Yeah.
Dave, you ready to do Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner?
Oh, always. Yes, sir.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
That is my mission. Okay, I'm here. Hello, friends. Welcome to a Conditional Cannabis Corner where I would like to dive more into epilepsy, in cannabis use for epilepsy. This is one of the fields that I think no matter what, people should be, if you have epilepsy, you should know about cannabis. This is one of the things where, like, even against all other Western medicines, cannabis outperforms in studies a lot of times. It's not just like a hope and a prayer. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit deeper. I've also had some of the best glory stories and some of the coolest things happen with like childhood epileptics. I've also seen adult epileptics who felt like they were in control of their lives again by using cannabis, where, again, there's two different types of seizures, from my understanding. There is the full grand mal that all of us are familiar with, which is the kind of drop out and, the shaking and the whatever. And then there is, like, I call them temporary lapse. I forget the name of them, but it's the other type of seizure that your brain's neural network is so overworked, or whatever's going on, the signaling causes you to almost reboot. It's almost like a restart of a computer. And when that happens, they can feel it. They know that it's happened. Epileptics, that is. I've been standing across from a couple of them in dispensary settings where they were having those seizures, and they either grabbed a chair. One, I grabbed onto their arms and they stood up and they held it, and I could feel almost the weight drop, and then just the bringing back into it. It's like, so there's different types of seizures, and there's a range of what epilepsy is. So not everybody's going to respond to everything the same exact way, but seizures involve bursts of excessive synchronized neural firing. Okay, that's what I was saying. The brain's own endocannabinoid system, CB1 and CB2 receptors, and endogenous cannabinoids help dampen excitatory transmissions and stabilize these networks. So, if we're naturally the CB1, CB2, anandamide, AG2, all of our endocannabinoids in our endocannabinoid system is what regulates this thing or tries to dampen and loosen it. If it's firing at its all-time maximum and we have multiple grand mal seizures a week or with regularity, and we're seeing excessive amounts of temporary lapse, there's probably a better chance that our endocannabinoid system just isn't working at its full capacity either, or might not be working really great at all. So to stimulate that thing is my recommend. I've just seen so many good things happen, and I'm not a medical doctor. Speak with your medical doctors. I have a kid that I still talk with, their mother, who is epileptic, and she comes and tells me what the doctor says, and she goes and tells the doctor what I say, and both of us seem like if we were sitting in a room together, we would heavily agree on a lot of the things that we're saying. She still takes other forms of Western medication, but it hasn't been since the introduction of cannabis, CBD, and even minuscule amounts of THC that the regulation has seemed to hit a comfort zone. Still has seizures, but the rate at which they are happening is severely less than before. And again, I attribute that, her mother attributes that, and the doctor attribute that all to the regulation, the modulation of the endocannabinoid system through phytocannabinoids, is that what they're called? Anyway, plant cannabinoids can plug into this system, modulating neurotransmitter release, glutamate and GABA, all right, in the hippocampus and the cortex, which are the key regions in epilepsy. So plugging in excess cannabinoids, CBD, and a multitude of others. THC actually can be beneficial. There is a drawback, I will tell you all, with THC, which it definitely can be an anticonvulsant, and then it can potentiate common anti-seizure drugs like phenytoin, I don't know what that one is, and then phenobarbital. But as other doses or in certain models, it lowers seizure thresholds, okay? And withdrawal can worsen the seizures. So there's a thing with THC, once there's a little bit of it going on, it almost seems like it wants to stay in there. It wants to be a regulator. And if we take it away, it can cause more aggressive rebound seizures. So just something to be aware of if we're using for it. CBD helps regulate seizures through a broad anticonvulsant action. We see this in tons of animal models. CBD reduces seizure severity, frequency, and mortality without clear pro-convulsant effects. So it is literally going in and playing referee, as I've called CBD a lot of times, to a lot of the already existent either and other medications as well that go on. there is studies that have been done with CBD. The thing is, and we talk about it on here, and Aaron said it a lot of times, some of these trials are being done with patients receiving 200 to 300 milligrams of CBD a day. And that's why I have mentioned, Aaron's mentioned, we all have mentioned, like, what is the effective dose and how much? I have seen where in whole plant, very clean, concentrated extract that is absorbed properly, liposomally encapsulated, whatever it is, I've seen like 25 milligrams per dose kind of be a smooth, a nice little comfort zone. But I'm telling people you should do it at least 3 times a day. So you're getting closer to that 100 milligrams per day range of things to begin with. And it might even be that if you doubled that or tripled it, the problem is budget a lot of times for a lot of people. So like we were talking about in the news earlier, maybe at some point, if the federal government allows you to claim this against your taxes or your taxes, or not taxes, your insurance, if you're able to use your insurance to pay for the cost of this, it could be unbelievably beneficial for a lot of people, including this one. It's epileptic. In the epileptic field, it needs to happen. CBD does not work mainly by CB1 agonism. It modulates calcium channels, GPR55, TRP channels, and adenosine signaling, all of which can lower neuronal excitability and network synchrony. So, like, it's playing on other already happening parts of the system, where it's not just playing in the endocannabinoid system, which is already a regulator of epileptic activity or seizure activity in epilepsy. So the other thing then I'll mention, so that I don't rant on too far, there are some excess cannabinoids that are very good for it too. CBDV shows strong anticonvulsant effects. THCV, it's got some mixed data. What does this say? It's got some limited anticonvulsant. It's also a CB1 antagonist, which makes its net effect context dependent. All right, so it's very dependent on what's going on there, THCV, but also CBG. Early preclinical work suggests possible anti-seizure properties, but evidence is still sparse compared with CBD. So it's like the news story we were talking about earlier, where something's working for the person who's using it, and then they go, okay, either that's it for me because it is working and I don't have to worry about, I'll take the 50% reduction, 70% reduction, and I'm comfortable, or they don't want to do the extra work, but maybe you don't got the extra money, but there's a potential to use excess things outside of the one thing that seems to be working for us to get even more effect. Or if we're only getting 20%, 30% increase or betterment, maybe we're missing the mark and we're not using the things that we should be using. And knowing that there's excess things outside of CBD for epilepsy is also it's awesome. So that's my rant. I hope that anybody who has anybody around them that is epileptic, including if you are epileptic or suffer from seizures, consider cannabis as an option. Talk with your doctors, find out what their beliefs are, but know that the science is out there now, and there are ways for you to kind of look into some non-psychoactive treatment paths, especially, again, CBD, CBG, Anyway, that's it. I appreciate y'all. I did also, there was one point that I skimmed over when I just scrolled back to the top of my notes here that I was about 30% of epilepsies are drug resistant.
Yep, correct. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Not specifically, but that is one of the things I was talking about earlier. Sometimes with pharmaceuticals, with certain conditions, having to change, even manufacturers where they get the specific
Yes.
ingredients from
Yes.
can mess with the efficacy of medication, and that's just how it is sometimes. And
Well,
epilepsy is one of those that it can be drug resistant, and
Yep.
it's especially stuff that's in the brain. What works, what and nothing else does, and it's just one of those things. It's just the way the brain works. It's very annoying sometimes.
yeah, and the big part, I think, too, of when I preach take your health back into your own hands, and when I was ranting through that conditional cannabis corner, it's like, don't ever believe that this is the end. Like, there's so
Right.
many other, like you were saying too, from distribution, from person who makes it to person who makes it. If they had the same exact recipes and they got the same exact things to build it up, but their plant material was different and they did a different extraction method,
Sure.
what excess cannabinoids could possibly be available? And that's why knowing the big major groups of it, CBG, CBD, knowing that there's excess inside of something isn't going to harm you. And
Right.
It's just knowing that those core ones being the main driver of what we're looking for effectively, it helps you so much to know what different things kind of do what. And it sucks to almost be your own lab
Yeah.
animal, for lack of better terms. Like
But you
you're
have
your
to,
own.
like, that's the part of taking your health back in your own hands, is
Yeah.
being responsible and understanding what it is that your condition is and how to effectively treat it.
Yeah.
Because
And-
until you do that, the condition controls you. Until you learn and understand and accept it, then you can control it. And that's what I've learned with my own health, in my life.
Yeah.
But I was also lucky in that I was I had a lot of understanding early about what it is and how to deal with it. So, not everybody is necessarily that lucky.
Yeah. Facts.
Facts. Oh yeah. But episode 125 in the books, baby.
Ski.
Oh, yeah. Thanks again for everybody who listens. Thanks again for everybody who watches. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave comment.
Oh, the comments. Oh, I love the comments.
Love the comments.
Mhm.
If you have any questions, leave them as comments as well. And again, for the whole month of January, what do you want to see in 2026 from Dave and I, the T-Dope Dudes, and the Elevated News Podcast?
If anybody would like to hear anything
yeah.
about the conditional cannabis corner, if you have somebody that is dealing with, and it doesn't have to be a condition direct, it can be symptoms, it can be different cannabinoids or whatever, just let me know. I'm happy to talk about stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.